Good morning, everyone. My name is Muhammad Fadlan Gifari, and today I'm going to present my project for the Language Assessment course. In this presentation, I will explain about the C test. What is it, how it works, and how it can be used to assess students' language proficiency. And I will also show some example C tests focusing on reading, grammar, and vocabulary. I hope this presentation can help us understand how the CTES plays an important role in language learning and assessment. Language assessment is an important part of language learning because it helps teachers know how well students understand and use the language. It measures different language skills like reading, writing, listening, and speaking. A good assessment should be fair, reliable, and show the real ability of the learner. There are many kinds of language tests, and one of them is the C test, which I will explain in the next slide. What is a C test? A C test is a kind of language test that measures general language ability in a simple and efficient way. It was developed in the 1980s by Rhodes and Klein Braley as a modified version of the closed test. The main idea is that every second word has its second half deleted, and student must restore the missing part. This method is based on reduced redundancy principle, which means that understanding a language requires recognizing patterns and context, not just individual words. How a C-test works. To make a C-test, first we choose a short text with around 80 to 100 words. Then we apply the C-test rule to all sentences. Not only one part. We remove one or two letters from the end of every second word. Student must fill in the missing letters to complete the words. Each correct answer gives 1 point, and the total score shows the student's language level. This is a C-test that focuses on reading comprehension. The text talks about reading habits and the benefits of reading. Students have to fill in the missing letters in each word like people, world, or help. This type of C-test checks how well students understand the meaning and context of passage. It measures their reading skills and their ability to predict words using context clues. Example of grammar C-test. This C-test focuses on grammar. The missing part tests how well students understand sentence structure and tenses and word forms. For example, they need to complete words like lift, city, wood, or morning. This type of test helps teachers see if students can recognize correct grammar patterns in context. It's useful for checking understanding of basic grammar rules in natural text. Example of vocabulary C-test. This C-test focuses on vocabulary. The missing letters help test how much vocabulary students know and how well they can use it in context. They must fill in words like places, exciting, foreign, or express. The goal is to check their word knowledge, spelling, and meaning. This kind of C-test helps students practice using new words in natural sentences. Skill measure by C-test. The C-test measures many language skills at the same time. First, it tests reading comprehension because students must understand the meaning of the text. Second, it checks grammar and vocabulary. Since they need to know the correct words and sentence forms, it also tests how well students can use context to guess missing parts. And finally, it measures overall language proficiency, how all these skills work together. The C-test has many advantages. It is very quick and easy to make, and also easy to score. It can test many skills at the same time: grammar, vocabulary, and reading. The results are usually reliable and fair. Unlike multiple choices tests, students can just guess the answer. It's also good for large classes because it doesn't take much time to finish or check. And most importantly, it shows how well students can really understand language in context. These advantages of C tests. The C test also has some disadvantage. It doesn't test speaking or writing skills, only reading and grammar. For beginner student, it might be too difficult or confusing. The results also depends on the text. If the text is too easy or too hard, the test won't be fair. It also doesn't show students' creativity or critical thinking. So teachers must score it carefully to make sure the result is fair and accurate. In the classroom, teachers can use the C-test easily. First, they prepare one or two short texts with about 80 to 100 words. Then, they delete part of every second word. Students get around 10 to 15 minutes to finish the test. For scoring, teachers can give 1 point for each correct word, half a point if it's almost correct, and 0 for wrong or missing answers. The total score shows the student's language level, and it can be used for progress tests or final exams. In conclusion, the C-test is a simple but very effective way to test language ability. It measures grammar, vocabulary, and reading at the same time. It is easy for teachers to make and score, so it works well in the classroom. Even though it has some weaknesses, it's still a great method for intermediate students. Overall, the C-test helps teachers see how well students really understand and use the language. That's all for my presentation about the C-test in language assessment. I hope it helps us understand how this method can be used to measure students' language ability effectively. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Have a great day, everyone.